Hey, my name is Jake Sloan, and today we're going to talk about the Tamron 17-28, Tamron's newest lens for Sony E-mount cameras. How's that? Better? Oh, hold on. There we go. This is the Tamron 17-28, and I can't tell you how excited I am about this lens, because if it's anything like the Tamron 28-75 that I've been using 90-something% of the time for the last year, this thing is going to be fantastic. Okay, so this is not an in-depth review. That's coming. I'll be shooting that over the next couple of days. I really feel like I need to get a handle on the lens and what it's capable of, and then I'm going to be comparing it with the Grand Master and some other lenses to really give you an idea of what this lens is like as compared to like my other wide lens, which is a Laowa 15mm 0D. Fantastic lens that I absolutely love, especially for architecture stuff, but also against the Grand Master, a lens that costs more than double what this lens costs. To start off with, let's talk about some of the great things about this lens, which one is going from 28mm all the way out to 17 is fantastic. It's a great wide lens. It's also very lightweight, which makes it really good for gimbal work. And it doesn't seem to have a lot of distortion, although that may change after I go back and review this footage, obviously, but it doesn't seem to have a lot of it. There doesn't seem to be a lot of vignetting, a little bit of vignetting around the corners at 17mm, but I also have a variable ND on it right now, so that doesn't help with the vignetting. And I know a lot of people are saying that it's stupid to have a lens go from 17 to 28. Why not just go from 16 out to 35 like most really wide angle lenses? But the problem is, as soon as you increase the focal length that much, you have to get a lot more and a lot heavier glass, which makes costs go up, but it also makes the lens a lot heavier. And part of the problem with Grand Master glass, and especially the really wide angle Grand Master glass, is that it's very heavy and you have to have a big gimbal to carry it. This will fit easily on my DJI Ronin S or my Zhiyun Weebill Lab. They're both great gimbals. They're lightweight for traveling, which is a lot of what I do. Small airplanes, kayaks, hiking, fishing. Well, not so much fishing, but camping, stuff like that. And so having a great wide angle lens with a little bit of zoom is fantastic because you can use it on a gimbal. Really? Another airplane? What is this, like Airport Central? So as I said, this is going to be a great gimbal lens. Even though it doesn't have any sort of optical image stabilization or anything like that, if you put it on a gimbal that's well balanced and then with a camera with in-body image stabilization like the A7iii, it's going to work out fantastic. You could even use this on APS-C cameras. Right now I'm using my Sony A6400 right over there with the Tamron 28-75. Works fine. Of course, it's cropped in 1.5 times, so for this it would be about a 26mm focal length, which is wide enough. At the 28, it's more like 30-something, 35, 36, which is actually kind of a nice focal length for some things. But this gimbal, this lens with this gimbal is fantastic because the other thing you can do with this is because it's an internal zoom, you can zoom it without drastically throwing off the balance of the gimbal, like so. Pardon the little shakes and bumps, but the gimbal's still balancing fine. I've zoomed it in all the way to 28. You're probably tired of looking at my mouth and my nose, so we'll go back out to 17. There we go. How's that? Better? I thought so too. Another thing that I do really like about the design that Tamron has come up with is that you get an incredibly close focal distance with this lens. And what do I mean by that? Well, you can get very close to a subject and take pictures or video. I am literally couple of inches away from this. Another great thing about these lenses, and this one especially holds true, is that the autofocus is really fast and very accurate. Operates just like one of Sony's native lenses. That was at f2.8. Really pretty good. I'm really happy with that. So now, again, I've got a full review coming next few days. I'm going to be taking it out and doing a lot more with this lens to really give it a run through and to put it against like the Grand Master 16-35, against my Laowa, against everything else I've got and can possibly get my hands on, just so that you all get a really clear picture of how good or maybe not so good for you this lens might be. For me, this lens is going to be fantastic, and I'm so glad that Tamron released it. The thing is that these are lightweight enough for me to carry in my backpack and not really get weighed down, but the optical quality for video especially is really good. So I'm going to take a few quick photos to show you the difference between this and my Laowa 15mm, mainly because it's the only other really wide lens I have right now, and you can get an idea. This first picture you're going to see is a train that was used to clear snow off the tracks up here. It's no longer in operation, but it'll give you an idea of the difference between 15mm and 17mm, and also give you an idea of the different distortions. So, and now we'll do a picture of these mountains here, and I gotta grab my Laowa real quick and put this back on the tripod so that the camera is in exactly the same space.
Look, there's a moose.
A few other fine-ish notes. I actually like 17 because my microphone, which is right here, is just out of frame when I'm filming. Is this the right way? Yeah, that's the right way. Good. Make sure we don't get lost up here. So 17mm keeps my big Deity D3 Pro microphone just out of frame, which is good for stuff like this. According to Tamron, this lens is weather sealed or moisture resistant or moisture sealed or whatever. If it's anything like the 28-75, it's gonna do just fine, because I have taken that lens everywhere, inside of glaciers, on top of glaciers, kayaking, in small planes, you name it. I've taken that thing and it's holding up like a champ. This is a great lens. If you want to see more videos about this lens, you can click or tap right here. If you want to see more videos about other lenses that I've done reviews on, you can click or tap right here. There's some amazing scenery in those lens reviews, and I'll see you in one of those videos.